Hi everyone, today we're going to be installing the floor insulation and the final panel on top. Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. As I was mentioning a few videos ago, I'm trying to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Right now we're around 7,400. So I really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe and like button. Of course, only if you like the material, but I know thousands and thousands and thousands of people are watching my videos, but not necessarily subscribed. So I really appreciate it if you do. It really helps me out. So the first thing we're going to be doing is actually installing the floor plates that I painted the other day. Put those in. And then the other thing I need to do is modify a hole for the HVAC drainage. The tube that actually goes through the lower right firewall panel, I had that carved out, but after I got done buffing the panels after they were painted and everything, I turned it over and I saw a marker that I needed to carve it out more, and I'm like, oh, I missed that before painting. So I'm going to have to Dremel that out, carve that out, make it so the tube fits, and therefore all the condensation from the HVAC system goes straight to the ground. And so I'm going to do that first, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about the panels and go from there. All right, so we got some good work done on the firewall. Right now I'm going to get ready to close up these holes right there, right there. And so instead of actually drilling holes and riveting a panel in, the problem with that is if I rivet the panel in from the top side, then you see the bottom of the rivets will look horrible. And if I go from the other side, it won't be horrible, but it's pretty thick metal, and it's just going to be easy to silicone it in. That's not going to come off, so we're going to do that. Alright, so we're getting ready to install the floor, which is all the insulation that goes in between. It gets all glued in with a special marine adhesive. That's really solid stuff. I'm making sure that nothing oozes out the center, because you are kind of putting some pressure on there. Now, with this type of sealant, you're supposed to be using acetone to clean off the areas that you're going to adhere to. In this case, I'm not really adhering to anything because it's going to be in a box. You know, you got this solid, you put some glue, you put the foam in, you put some glue, and then you're encapsulating it in a box. So it ain't going anywhere, it's not falling apart, you know, yada, yada, yada. So if I had acetone, I'd wipe it down anyways, just for the hell of it, but I don't. I thought I did, but I don't. But I'm not worried about it. It's all about the seal at this point. So I'm going to do the best I can to get this thing sealed. And the other thing is you don't want to use alcohol or anything like that, lacquer thinner or anything, because that will interact and make the glue not cure. It's very specific about acetone, and MEK you could use also. The other big sticking point is right there where the firewall comes down. I'm going to have to put a layer of, originally I was going to do silicone, but then when I read what this stuff is, it's pretty hardcore. If it sets right, I need to put a good, I don't know, over a 1/4 inch bead in the bottom plate there before I put on the top panel to make sure that gets all sealed off. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to get all my safety stuff. So, you know, we got these special tubes. It has a thing on the bottom too, so I don't know if it's a two-part system that comes together. I'm not sure about that. Got gloves, I got rivets, got a respirator just in case, because it's actually saying in the directions. That's pretty hardcore stuff. I got all my foam panels all cut out. I got some extra papers ready to go, and we're just going to tackle one side at a time here and see how fast it goes or how easy it goes. I mean, the concept's easy. It's just when you're working with harsh chemicals, you might get yourself into a bind, and then, you know, time's a ticking. So we will see. So as you saw, there's like a million rivets that I had to put through. Look at that. I missed one. It's crazy. You go through this whole process and then you find one that you missed. It's unbelievable. But yeah, so tons of rivets. And I will say, I think my glue was old. That glue was a nightmare to work with. The only explanation I have is it was a little bit old and I just couldn't spread it out the way it needed to be spreaded out. You know, if it was like silicone or something, I would have just used that putty knife and I just would have been going to town on it, but I couldn't even get it out of the gun. And especially the first one was the hardest. I couldn't get it out of the gun. The other three weren't as bad and I was able to spread a lot easier. So in any case, this is looking all really nice, got it all finished. And it takes about 7 days for this glue to cure. And the actual curing agent is humidity. So since I'm in Arizona and there hasn't been any rain, it might be 14 days for this to cure. So I'm going to try not to really, you know, hop in and out of the car at all and just let it do its thing for a while and solidify. But, you know, besides that one rivet there, I got pretty much everything else and it's tight and solid. So really excited about this one and can't wait to hopefully maybe start working on these doors, or at least take this car outside and get the fenders trimmed and stuff like that. So we already got everything kind of pre-mapped out, but you know, everything is just looking freaking phenomenal. Have a great day.